You ever get that feeling, when you're talking to an AI? It sounds smart, uses all the right words, but then you ask something really specific. Something about your world, your business.
And it just gives you that blank stare, metaphorically speaking, of course.
Exactly. It's like the intelligence is there, but it doesn't connect to my reality. It has access to, well, everything, but none of it seems useful right now.
Yeah, the disconnect is super common right now. We see these really powerful AI models, and everyone thinks, great, problem solved.
You're right.
But then when you try to apply them to the specific details of your company, your processes,
Yeah,
it often falls flat.
totally. And that's exactly what we're going to dive into today. We want to explore why so many AI agents out there, even the fancy ones, are basically, well, kind of dumb chatbots when it comes to your specific stuff.
Hmm.
And more importantly, we're looking for that missing ingredient, the thing that actually turns a generic bot into something truly useful. We've got some great real-world examples lined up.
We do, yeah. You send over some really interesting material. We've got stories from companies, Onyx Radiance and SMS Chemicals, who've apparently seen big changes using this apexAI tech.
Okay.
And we have some details on their intake engine. Sounds like that's key to how it works. Plus, we'll touch on Klarna's AI assistant, too, just to see how a big player handles similar challenges.
Great. So for everyone listening, our mission today is simple. Get past the hype. We want to give you a clear picture of what it actually takes to make AI work for you using your knowledge. Real insights, not just tech jargon.
Agreed.
Okay, so this dumb chatbot problem, let's unpack that. Where does it actually come from?
Well, the limitation is really baked into these general-purpose models. Think about something like ChatGPT on its own. It's trained on, the internet, huge amounts of public data, text, code.
Which is why it can write poems or translate French.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's impressive. But it knows nothing specific about your company's internal procedures or your proprietary product details or, say, a particular customer's history. That knowledge just isn't in its training data.
Right. So if I ask it, why is our new widget better than competitor X's? Or what's our internal process for handling urgent support tickets?
It'll likely give you a really generic answer. Or just say, I don't know, it hasn't read your internal memos, your product specs, your support logs.
It's like asking a world-famous historian about my family tree. They know history, but not my history.
That's a perfect analogy, actually.
Yeah.
And I bet a lot of listeners have felt this. You go to a website, try the chatbot for a quick answer, and you get a canned response that totally misses the point or sends you down some irrelevant path. That's the dumb chatbot. It lacks the specific context.
Okay, so if the general AI has the broad smarts but not the specifics,
Right.
what connects them? What's the missing link to make it genuinely useful in my context?
The key, and this is really the core of it, is feeding the AI your organization's own knowledge, all that valuable stuff in your documents, your databases, internal wikis. But crucially, in a way the AI can actually understand and use.
Okay.
And that's where this idea of vectorized structured data comes in.
Yeah.
That's the critical piece.
Vectorized structured data. Okay, that still sounds a bit technical. Can we break that down simply?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's start with vectorized. Imagine taking any bit of information, a sentence, a paragraph, maybe even an image, and turning it into a string of numbers, a vector.
Okay, numbers.
But here's the cool part. These numbers aren't random. They actually capture the meaning, the semantic essence of that information.
Meaning? How so?
So an AI looking at these vectors can understand that, say, quick delivery and fast shipping mean basically the same thing, even though the words are different. It gets the concept, not just the keywords.
Ah, okay, so it's about understanding the underlying idea. Got it. What about the structured part?
Structured is about organization. Think of a neat spreadsheet versus a pile of random notes. Structured data is organized, logically clearly labeled, easy to search, with defined relationships between pieces of information.
Like a database or a well-organized file system.
Exactly. It allows the AI to not just find stuff, but to understand how different bits of information relate to each other.
So it's not just having the data somewhere, it's having it organized and translated into this meaning-based number format. So the AI can actually grasp it and connect the dots.
Precisely. And the big first step is taking all that unstructured data. Most companies have the PDFs, Word docs, emails, transcripts, scanned papers, all that messy stuff.
Right, the digital filing cabinet.
And turning it into this clean, vectorized, structured format. That lets the AI truly understand relevance and meaning when someone asks this question. It moves beyond simple keyword matching. Seeing customer complaint and negative feedback as related concepts, that's a fundamental shift.
Okay, that makes sense. And this sounds like exactly what apexAI and their intake engine are designed to tackle, turning that messy pile into AI fuel.
That seems to be their whole approach, yes. The intake engine, it looks like it's built to automate that critical process, taking your raw company knowledge and prepping it so AI agents can actually use it intelligently. It's the bridge.
The intelligent intermediary. Okay, so how does it actually work? What's happening behind the scenes when you feed it those files?
Well, from what the materials describe, it sounds pretty user-friendly on the surface. You basically just drop your files into a specific Google Drive folder.
Simple enough?
Then the engine kicks in. It automatically figures out the file type PDF, Word, text, even images. And for scanned documents, which is a big one.
Yeah, tons of companies have those.
It uses optical character recognition, OCR, to pull out the text accurately.
That OCR is huge. So much info is just locked in scanned images otherwise.
Totally. Once it has a text, it uses AI to classify it, figure out what it's about, tag it with topics, even generate summaries. It also apparently finds and removes duplicate files, which is smart. Keeps the knowledge base clean.
Good point. Avoids confusion.
And then the final step.
Yeah.
It takes all that cleaned up, classified data, converts it into those meaning-based vectors we talked about, and loads it into a specialized vector database they mentioned, using pincecone specifically, which is built for fast, meaning-based retrieval.
And they claim zero manual work. You just drop the files and does the rest, 24/7.
That seems to be the promise. It automates what would otherwise be a massive, tedious, and error-prone manual job. Remember our analogy. It's
Right.
like having a super efficient research assistant who reads everything, understands it, organizes it perfectly, and makes it instantly available to the AI.
Giving the AI the brain it needs, filled with your company's knowledge, okay? That clarifies the how. Now, let's see the impact. These testimonials from Onyx Radiance and SMS Chemicals, they sound pretty dramatic.
They really do. Let's look at Onyx Radiance first. They started selling products just within Israel. The CEO mentioned global expansion seemed like this huge, daunting task.
Oh, they can imagine.
But using apexAI apparently made it surprisingly smooth. They just uploaded their existing stuff, brochures, customer reviews, social media posts, even detailed scientific reports, and in multiple languages too, Hebrew, English, Russian, French.
All into Google Drive.
Seems so. And the results. They launched a B2B website in 12 languages, managed 36 different social media accounts in native languages,
Wow.
set up an AI agent handling emails in multiple languages, even checking order status in their Shopify and Odoo systems, plus WhatsApp and Telegram bots, all integrated.
And the kicker is the team size, right?
Yeah, that's the jaw dropper.
Yeah.
They did all this with just 3 team members.
3 people managing 12 languages and 36 social accounts. That's insane. And
Yeah.
normally that would take a small army.
Exactly. And they reported doing it with less workload than before. It really speaks to the automation and efficiency gains.
What about the cost? I mean, traditional global expansion,
Right.
translators, local teams, travel. It's massively expensive.
For sure. While we don't have exact numbers here, the implication is strong that this was way more cost-effective. The CEO highlighted better conversion rates, instant customer responses in their own language, 247. That's huge value.
Okay, then there's SMS Chemicals, an established manufacturer trying to go international for over a decade with little luck.
Yeah, they mentioned the big hurdles were the cost of personnel and attending all those international trade shows. Just too much investment needed.
But then apexAI comes along last year.
And suddenly they've expanded into the US, Mexico, Colombia, Europe, Africa,
Yeah.
multiple new markets.
Yeah.
And here's the key. Without hiring extra staff and without investing in all that travel,
That's a fundamental shift in how they operate. How did they pull that off?
similar story, really. Leverage the multilingual side for localized websites and marketing. But their CEO really emphasized the 247 instant customer support. Getting answers immediately in the customer's language, no matter the time zone.
Yeah. So that eliminated the need for regional support teams.
Precisely. It handled that bottleneck. So both companies saw huge benefits. Global reach, less work, faster customer service, and big cost savings on staffing and travel.
It makes you think about all the information just sitting in company folders.
Right. And apexAI themselves talk about that. They use this phrase, instantly turns dusty folders into monetizable knowledge.
I like that. Dusty folders.
It really captures it, doesn't it? Taking that dormant, underused data and making it an active, valuable asset.
And the benefits they list seem to flow directly from that. Cutting customer support costs with automated, accurate answers. That's a big one.
Huge. Plus freeing up employee time. Instead of hunting for info, they can ask the AI and get back to more strategic work. It helps build that truly useful AI agent based on your expertise, not just generic web knowledge.
They also mentioned sales teams getting instant access to playbooks and specs, and legal teams understanding complex documents faster.
Yeah, it's about making knowledge accessible and actionable everywhere in the company, empowering everyone.
Now, let's bring in Klarna. As you said, they built their own thing. Not an apexAI customer, but their results are, well, they show the potential when this is done right, even at massive scale.
Exactly. We saw how apexAI helps smaller players. Klarna shows the large-scale possibilities. The numbers are just staggering.
Okay, lay Manassas.
In the first month, their AI assistant handled 2/3 of their customer service chats. That's 2.3 million conversations.
2/3, that's equivalent to, what was it?
700 full-time human agents.
Wow. And the customer satisfaction.
Reportedly, on par with human agents. Plus, a 25% drop in repeat questions, meaning it was actually solving problems the first time.
And faster too, right?
Much faster. Average resolution time dropped from 11 minutes down to under 2 minutes.
That's incredible efficiency. And it's running 247 in dozens of markets and languages.
Across 23 markets, over
Yeah.
35 languages. And they're projecting a $40 million profit improvement this year because of it.
$40 million, okay.
So yeah, while Klarna built their own custom solution, the core principle is identical. Leveraging their specific data customer interactions, internal knowledge to fuel a highly effective AI. It's powerful proof of concept for what happens when AI is properly informed.
Okay, so wrapping this all together, what's the big so what for people listening? How does knowing about vectorized structured data help them?
I think the crucial insight is this. If you're looking at AI agents for your business, don't just focus on the cool AI model itself. You absolutely have to ask, how will this AI learn our specific stuff?
How does it get the brain?
Exactly. Understanding that need for your specific knowledge, organized and vectorized, helps you evaluate solutions properly. It helps you avoid sinking money into those dumb chatbots that sound good but can't actually help with your real problems.
So you need to look for solutions that explicitly address how they ingest and structure your data.
Yes. The companies getting real results, like the ones we discussed, are those who figured out how to give their AI that dedicated brain filled with their unique expertise. That seems to be the prerequisite for success.
It really sounds like that structured, accessible data is the absolute foundation. It's what separates a genuinely useful AI from just a fancy but ultimately clueless chatbot.
Precisely. The potential is huge. We saw it with Onyx Radiance and SMS Chemicals, and at scale with Klarna. Global reach, cost savings, better efficiency, happier customers. It all hinges on the AI understanding your world. Getting that data structured and accessible really is the key.
Okay, so to quickly summarize our deep dive today, remember, an AI, no matter how advanced, is only as smart as the data it can actually use. General AI is powerful, but for your specific business needs.
You need that vectorized structured data.
Exactly. That's the critical element, the thing that systems like the apexAI intake engine focus on providing. It turns AI from just a cool idea into something that drives real results.
Couldn't agree more. And that brings us to maybe a final thought for everyone listening.
Okay.
Just take a moment and think about all the knowledge locked away inside your own organization. All those files, reports, emails, customer chats, that dusty folder content. What could happen if you can make all that information instantly, intelligently available to an AI? How could that change your operations, your customer experience? What problems that seem too big, too costly, or too complex right now might suddenly become solvable just by giving your AI the right knowledge?
Giving it the specific understanding it needs to really perform. Yeah, that's definitely a powerful thought to chew on. The potential there is just enormous. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.